It's just the saddest thing. I mean, I spent most of the day on the verge of tears, if I'm honest, and that's weird because I'm not the hugest Van Halen fan. I've never met anyone in the band. I have no direct connection to him other than the fact that, as a 50-something-year-old man, I was absolutely in that prime demographic of the late 70s into the 80s of listening to Van Halen, and they were absolutely huge. And it's just the soundtrack of our lives. And so, I was sad. So many Planet Rock listeners were sad. I mean, you saw all the tributes, presumably from all the rock stars.
Yeah.
The guy was an absolute game changer. I mean, it was a case of that first album of when you heard Eruption, it was like, what was that? Play it again.
But the thing was that Eddie said, and he was right, was that most people were just doing it for a flourish or just something, but he wrote full passages, and what he's referring to is, a lot of the, when Ace Frehley in the Kiss concert, he would just do something like, he would go like, something real kind of minor, just for like a flourish or something. He would go like, but, Eddie did, he wouldn't have been able to do that without his classical music background, so in classical music on piano, you do a lot of triplets, things like that. So it's just a totally natural progression for him to translate that right hand piano ability right into both hands on like playing this like a piano. And he even did that, he did these like overhanded techniques and stuff.
But when they finally hit gold with, 1984, I mean, it was just like they reinvented rock. And Eddie Van Halen himself, who everybody at that time thought of as just being one of the ultimate guitar gods. I mean, almost from the very first time you heard of me, he just sort of, it's like he ascended the throne upon birth almost. But I think what's interesting about him is he invented some of the greatest synth lines of the decade. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that. But he certainly gets enough credit, and every ounce of it is due to his guitar ability and the groundbreaking techniques he brought to it.
What sort of legacy does he leave behind then?
Innovative. I mean, innovation, just innovation from top to bottom, whether it was the riffs that he wrote, the way he played his solos, to the way he painted his guitar, to the way his guitar sounded, to all this stuff, the whammy bar stuff that he did, where he came up with the idea for these fine tuners on the Floyd Rose bridge, and the pickups that he used, the wood that he used. I mean, it's
often imitated, never bettered. It's there are lots of people who can play Eddie Van Halen licks, and they can probably do a pretty good impersonation of him, but nobody has, Eddie Van Halen's soul.
I think people will look at a guy who truly loved what he did, and it was apparent every second that he was on stage. You never saw him frown or look bored. He was so engaged and so happy to play this instrument, and I think he got a lot of kick, from seeing how fans reacted. I think that band, had they stayed together, would have given us 10 more gold albums over the years. I know everybody was aching here in the US for another reunion tour. In fact, they were hoping for a reunion tour with all the original members, which never came to pass. And I suspect that's because those that were in the inside knew that Eddie wasn't able to do that anymore. And for that, but we had him for a long time, and there's a lot to be happy about.